I've been at this thing a while. I've been fortunate to have a microphone in front of me or attached to my lapel or tie, however you see fit, for about 25 years. So I've been around the block before all that, just rooting for sports and hoping to have a job like this, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
And so we've seen many teams succeed in sports and then get zero credit for it, zero, because they are one of those teams that everyone either roots for or roots against. There's no gray area for these teams. And we also know that those who root for them sometimes, unfortunately for them, go through long droughts of not being as good as they once were. And everybody reminds them of that. And the number of times that they have fewer and fewer legs to stand on because it's been too long since they have won it all, only just makes them want to talk louder. And we all know these franchises. I root for one of them. Although, Yankees have had much better success in the last quarter century than the team I'm clearly referring to. And that's the Dallas Cowboys. And usually when they come up with a big-time win, certainly on a space like Monday Night Football, it's like there's a yeah, but. There's a yeah, but. Yeah, well, who do they beat? Yeah, what do they do? Not here. Not today. Not here, not today.
Yes, sir.
Not here and not today. I am here to tell you the Dallas Cowboys, the 2021 version, that I doubted for many reasons coming into the season because I needed to see what their quarterback looked like after his leg damn near snapped off at the ankle, and I needed to see what the rest of this team that did not react at all properly to Dak Prescott's departure last year, the injury bug that hit them as well. I needed to see how the depth of the roster that just fell flat last year looked. I also believed quite a bit in what the Washington football team looked like towards the end of last season. And that's why I chose the Washington football team to win this division, and I would like a mulligan, please.
No, sir.
I would like, no, and I understand why you and the rest of the Cowboys Nation would say that.
No, sir.
I would like a mulligan. Because these 2021 Dallas Cowboys are not only for real, but you could make a case that based on how they are operating and how they are looking despite the injury bug biting, and how they look and are operating with all this under the current construct of the NFL, and how the rest of the NFL looks, and there are some pretty good teams, and I mentioned the Los Angeles Rams are the best team in football right now, and Tom Brady still plays football at a very high level for the defending Super Bowl champs. But the Dallas Cowboys are one of the best teams in the 2021 NFL season, and you can make a case, best team that they've fielded, yeah, I'm going to say it, since the triplet years.
Ooh.
Whoa. That's a bold statement.
It is.
Whoa.
It is. Because I know I'm talking about, what, Romo and DeMarco Murray and Dez. I mean, I know they had, a nice run, and Dez even was at the game last night and jumped into McCarthy's press conference and said that he caught the ball against McCarthy's Packers.
We all know that, though, Rich. Dez caught it.
No, he did, but not
Sure
under the construct of the stupid-ass rules as they were written at the time. You can make these cases. And I know they're 2-1 and it's the longest season ever and there's more to come and more to go, but I'm talking about the snapshot click right here, right now. And what I saw what they did last night is they had an inferior opponent, an inferior division opponent in their house, and they stomped their guts out. Despite making a dreadful early mistake early on and Dak Prescott holding onto the ball too long for one split second longer in his own end zone, and then disaster struck 2 snaps after they took the ball away from Jalen Hurts. One of 2 times they did that last night. But they absorbed that mistake and then put their pedal to the metal after that. The only mistake you could essentially say they made that was potentially game-threatening after that was missing an extra point. Is that what they did the first half last night? I'm trying to remember if that's what happened. It was 20-7.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You looked at me like I was wrong. I don't know. These games all kind of collide together. But my point is still the same. That even after last night, when they gave up a touchdown in the second half and the Eagles looked like they might have something cooking, and they sack Dak and they give the ball back to Philadelphia. Boom. Big play after big play after big play, and they took the Philadelphia Eagles and balled them up and put them in the Week 3 trash bin and sent them back to Philadelphia saying, tell me how it tastes, to use the Shaq phrase, who's a diehard Cowboy fan. Tell me how that tastes. And what they did, too, on offense, what they've done the last 2 games. What they've done the last 2 games is really impressive. They've balanced it out. Dak has not thrown for 400 yards in the last 2 games. They haven't put it on his shoulders because all sorts of crazy stuff is happening, like the first 5 games of last year before he snapped his ankle. It looks stout. It looks balanced. It looks smart. It looks efficient. 21 of 26 for 238 and 3 touchdowns. That's the Dak line. If the Cowboys can come into a game and say, what's the Dak Prescott line? What can we have? This is a dream. This one right here. 21 of 26, 238 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's it. 4 sacks, clean that up a little bit. And then running the ball. They ran it, including Dak, 9 carries. They ran it 41 times. 41 times. I will proffer to say this, and this is a risky statement because we just saw Brady throw for 400 yards and not a single pick. First time in his vast regular season career, he lost with a stat line like that. Cowboys run it 41 times, you're not beating them. That's the formula. Especially when the defense is humming. Even without their parts. Got to give it up. I know it's tough for fans to give it up to the Dallas Cowboys. You don't want to give it up. You don't want to give it up. I get you do not want to relinquish the it.
We don't want it.
To you and them. You want it.
We don't want it.
It's too early.
We don't need it, Rich.
You want it and need it.
We're on the Carolina.
You want it and need it. And
Brockman, we're on the Carolina.
And Carolina could come in and hit you in the mouth as they've done, and this could be their calling card of we're for real. And that's coming. And certainly if the Cowboys are as good as what I'm putting out right now, the target only gets bigger. Only gets bigger. And there are some games on the schedule that are going to be tough for them. Ones that jump out at Kansas City, at New Orleans. That's always a crazy one down in the Gulf South. The division games as well. Once again, it looks like the Giants are down. Washington, Ron Rivera is already talking about Taylor Heineke needs to be more of a game manager. And Philadelphia, we just saw what Philadelphia looked like. We're assuming by week 18 they might be different, but it might not matter. It might not matter. And for Philadelphia, I've been at this a while. I don't remember seeing this before, honestly. Certainly in a division game. Certainly in a division game where your quarterback's struggling and it's obvious. Did you know they had 3 runs last night? 3 carries by a running back. 3. Only twice did Jalen Hurts have the football and hand it to Miles Sanders. As everybody who has Miles Sanders on their fantasy league team is no doubt well aware of. But it's jarring to see that. 9 carries for Jalen Hurts, 2 for Miles Sanders, 1 for Kenneth Gainwell. And this game was 20-7 at half and then 27-7. But then, I understand you got to put the pedal on. But
it was 27-14.
You've got to, I mean, come on. In the same way that I talked about what Dallas needs to do, don't have Dak wing it around. He's so talented. He's so talented. That throw that he made to his left, and then he opened his hips like the Dak dance. And I forgot, who's the kid number 1 on the team right now?
Cedric Wilson.
Right, Cedric Wilson. He made a catch
It was incredible.
It would have been good in college football, but not in professional football. And thankfully, the Eagles had a challenge at their disposal to wipe that one out. But Dak is so talented. He's so incredible. He gets better every game. And you still don't need him to wing it around when you've got Zeke Elliott at the zenith of his talent. You want to talk about sweet spot for running backs. He's in it right now. He is not over 30, and he is paid running with heavy pockets and with a purpose. And as good as he's ever been, and he's tremendous at pass protection, and you can make the case Tony Pollard is better. I mean, you could literally make the case that this is the best 1-2 punch. Cleveland can't raise their hand and say, it's definitely us, Chubb and Hunt. Zeke and Pollard. Dude,
I don't know, man.
Zeke,
after what Kareem Hunt did on Sunday,
dude, you've got to be able to. You got to give it up when you see it.
Yeah,
41 runs. Pollard ran for 100 yards the last time. He's getting 5.5 a clip, and Zeke did him 0.1 better, 5.6 a clip. And Dak doesn't turn it over, and the defense plays like that. That's a wrap. That's your Dallas Cowboys on a Monday night. Got to give it up.
played well.
Folks don't want to give it up. The Chargers made the mistakes. The Eagles, what are they going to do? Well, they got Jalen Hurts with a big chip on his shoulder and trying to prove a lot of stuff. You got young receivers who are trying to come in their own, and then a play calling coach who's, got to go back to the drawing board and look at the imbalance. 3 runs by a running back. 3.
It's not good.
I mean, I've never.
It's not good.
What was that?
I don't
Especially when he gets 24 yards off of one carry and you don't ever go back to him.
Yeah, that's right. 1 for 24 and 1 for 3. And then we'll see you next week. By the way, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Look out below Philadelphia.
Give a shout to that defense, though, Rich.
I did.
I know. I'm just saying, for me, it was great to see. I mean, I think the days of, the Ravens defense with Ray and Ed, I think those days are gone. These offenses are too good to really have shut down D's anymore. So you just got to have these bend, but maybe not break defenses. And
hey, man,
these guys, compared to last year.
Justin Herbert and the Chargers were doing a lot of foot shooting, I understand. And Tony Correnti was trying to get a new CBS show, CSI Correnti, but still, you gotta win those games. And the Cowboys did convincingly. And if they only got a couple of breaks the other way, they'd be 3-0. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.